Hey guys, it's Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends, and it has been a very busy week for me. I have been working through all of the coding. I will probably be doing a patch notes breakdown, recording it over the weekend for release, probably around about Monday once I've gone through all the different changes. We're currently trying to fix the final issues with the mythical release for the optimizer, and the website is going to have pretty big changes for the champion guides as well, which we're currently working on. So hopefully the optimizer should be updated very soon in the next, couple of hours. We're just trying to fix the last few issues with the release. But in the meantime, I haven't done a video in a couple of days. I did want to just touch base. This afternoon, I'm going to be on Deadwood Jedi's channel. It's going to be around about probably 3 hours. It is the first round of the faction games. I have got the Night Revenants, and the first challenge is the Dragon Boss. So I've got to try and beat Cold Brew, who has the Dark Elves, which I will be honest, I'm a little bit terrified of the Dark Elves, considering he has access to Dark Kale, which is obviously a very great poisoner. Although the only thing that's going for me is he is weak affinity because we're doing it on stage 25 normal. So I'm a little bit terrified of the Dark Elves. I'm also up against Sender Plays, who is a Spanish creator. If you don't know, haven't heard about Sender Plays, go check him out. Very, very cool creator. He has got the Lizardman, which, I'm up against Venom Mage, which is also quite scary. So it's going to be interesting, but affinity is really against them. So I feel like I've got a good shout with the different champions that I have available to me. And of course, we know that the queen of all sort of boss killers, the champion that everyone, should be using by now is Whisper. She will be crucial to my success. What I have been doing for the last, 5 weeks now, it feels like, I have been coming into the marketplace and every single day hoping that 6-star soul appears. So let's have a look now. First little thing of this video. Have we got a 6-star Whisper? Come on, Soul Merchant. Please give me the luck that I want. Okay, well, I've already just got a 6-star Fushan. It's not great. Rorik, I don't need. Raglin. Is there a Whisper? Is there a Whisper? No! Oh, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. If we got the 6-star Whisper, it would have given us access to Crushing Rend, which would have made a difference. So somewhere in a corner, good old Cold Brew is probably cheering a cry of joy. So Sender, he hasn't got the 6-star Whisper. Pull this random shell. We should probably save them. It'll be a rare. Who knows? But there you go. I just wanted to try my luck, but the market has been cruel to me. We still haven't got it. I've got all the essence ready to go. It's not like we don't have the materials. I'm ready to go with the essence. I just need the champion to make an appearance, and then we can make our very strong Whisper go into 6-star, which is huge. I mean, the amount of stats you gain is massive. I get 10 speed, 100 attack, 5% crit damage, on top of then also being able to get Crushing Rend, which means we can ignore defense. It would push us quite high. It would push us up to the 332% crit damage, probably another 7.5k attack, would push our speed up to 181, and I could probably push a little bit harder then with different things. We still got some gains that we can have here. The chest plate is not the best in the world. I could be finding better ascendancy for these pieces. The ring, there is a better ring on my account, but it is a reaction ring, which doesn't work with Dark Fae. So, and also this rolled accuracy, which we'd probably push up as a higher ascendancy anyway, because it's pretty good for her. So that's kind of where we're at the moment with it. If Deadwood's created a live stream for it, it'll be live on Deadwood's channel. I'll put the link in the video at the top here, and you can come and watch. It's around about 5 p.m. UTC. It's about 6 p.m. my time. So it'll be in about 3 to 4 hours from now by the time this video goes out. So yeah, come hang out, come see out with the competition. You might find a champion in the competition that you didn't think was very good, that actually might benefit your account. That's the fun part of these faction games. You can find champions you didn't think were very good. Now, I am, of course, still going for the fusion. That's the main content of this video today. We're going to be just doing a little bit of shard pulling. I will briefly talk about the mythic champions, although I don't want to turn it into a rant video. So I know everyone's been asking me, when's the rant video coming? To be honest, I don't even know if I've got the energy this week to rant about mythical champions. But I am still going for the fusion. So we're on 65 fragments. Obviously, there's a champion training event going on, and I'm motivated to at least try and get this primal shard. It's worth going for, I guess, if I get a mythical champion that's helpful. Certainly for bug test and the optimizer, having a champion in my account would be very, very beneficial. But even then, this champion training on is a lot of points. But one way you can look at this is they made the legendary book 1,000 points easier to get than normal by putting this primal shard in. So you can hate on the primal shard as much as you want, but it has helped you get the legendary tome. So we've still got to get that. We've got to do these champion training points as well. which I'm working through. I'm just upgrading some for the faction games. Champion Chase, 2500, pretty average, pretty standard, nothing crazy. There is mythical relentless gear available for the Champion Chase winner. Finite, I did a little bit because I had to do dungeon divers, but there's nothing in here, and dragon is already done. So we're on target. I think I can save, if I wanted to, those Champion Chase fragments, but I'm just going to pull the sacreds. Why not? It's the year, as Hellhades said, it's the year of YOLO, so we might as well do it. If we get those fragments there, we're going to be pretty much done with the fusion. I can probably save myself a dungeon divers on the one that's starting tomorrow, which I really don't want to do at the moment because I've got so much I need to prepare for. So with that being said, let's have a look. What have we got going on? It's a ×2 sacred. I believe it's a ×2 sacred. ×2 sacred with a bonus chance of a Stultus. I don't really mind about the Stultus. The ×10 is really pointless now. We've cleared some space. Let's go. What are we going to get? I would really love a Chimar Rotus. That's really what I want more than anything else. A Chimar or a Rotus. But it's going to be 4 epics, because that is what shard pulling is all about these days. You get those tasty mythical champions. What do you get? Rare champions. This is probably going to be 4 epic champions. That is the reality of summoning champions. Another epic champion. There are actually quite a few epic champions that I don't own. But certainly some of the new ones like Swaren, Creed on the Blue would be nice. All of these champions I already have. So those 4 legendary, those 4 sacreds are utterly pointless. Didn't get us anywhere near it. We're not really near a monthly either. The faction, I think we are miles off because we only just got it. So we're not getting any more sacred shards today, unfortunately. But we do finish a nice little clan quest here. So where do we get ourselves to on the Champion Chase? That's 4 epics, so it's 1,000 points. Not even enough, so we're going to have to pull more shards. Oh, it's just the reality. Might as well pull everything. Let's YOLO at the whole lot. I know there's not much value in getting ancient champions, but hey, it is what it is. We just need a few more epics, really. Most people would be like, why are you pulling ancient shards? It's only a ×2 sacred. Well, needs must, unfortunately. The constant barrage of events has finally got to me, and I've pulled all of my shards. I've run out of space here. I've pulled all of my shards, and we haven't even got to the first set of fragments. Now, I don't need the second set of fragments, but I would have to do everything else. I might have to dip into the fragment pool to get myself up even close to them. Which is a shame. Another pin keeper there. Anything interesting? Or we all out of shards. It's all rares. It's all epics. This is kind of the problem a little bit, Raid. Like, if it was a message to Playroom right now, this portal has gotten not fun. You basically pull everything. Okay, you say like, well, you didn't have many shards to start with. Fair enough. But where's the fun gone with pulling shards? Because for me now, if I just pull any, it's just useless champions. All those epics that I've just acquired, they're not good epics anymore because you've power crept the game. So I can't get excited about pulling an ultimate Garlic when you just gave me Artak. I can't get excited about a Shatterbones because he just doesn't do anywhere near the damage I need him to do. So all of these champion epics like Alaric the Hooded, he's just not up to scratch. So I'm not expecting a legendary champion, but when I have to pull 4 sacred shards, then to walk away with basically what is a glorified 4-star chicken is just depressing. It's the same thing with these new mythical shards. These new primal shards. If all I'm going to get is another rare champion, it's not fun. So it kind of does devalue the shard pulling. But you can see I've pulled 4 sacreds. I've pulled 3 ancients and 2 voids, and I'm not even at enough points to get the first fragments. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. So I could, if I wanted to, just pull some of these champions in here, but it would mean that I can't replace these. So if there is a situation in the future where I need these points, then they're not replaceable. So it would be a question of, do I want to actually go for the second set of Champion Chase, or just basically pull 10 champions, walk away with my 5 fragments, and do every other event in the game? I'm pretty sure you can only skip 10. So the Dungeon Divers tomorrow is going to have 5. The Artifact Enhancement currently has 5. So that's 10. So that will put us on 75. Champion Training has 85. We've got the Champion Chase Fragments that would give us 90. And then we have got Ice Golem is 95. And then there's a Classic Arena, which is 100. So as long as we do the rest of the stuff, I think it should be fine. So all we have to do really is just make some space, pull 10 mystery shards, and walk out. But unfortunately, that is, I feel like the reality of It's the reality of where we're at the moment in terms of raid. The quality of excitement when pulling shards has just gone. Like, there's just no, like, there's no point me buying shards, because ultimately I know that those shards will end up giving me some rare champions that I have absolutely no use for. Rather than a champion that's going to actually change my account or make me get excited about the champion, even like trying to access some of those rares, epics that I don't have, such as Create in the Blue, or, you know, some of the new ones like Isla that's just come out, some of the other new epics that have come out. Actually trying to get hold of them now that you've added so many champions to the game is part of the problem. It's very difficult to do. So I don't know how you solve that problem without increasing the summoning odds, and then obviously that summoning odds reduces the, you could say it reduces the value of the shards, because essentially if you can get more for less, then why would you ever pay for more? It is a bit of an issue from a financial point of view, but they do need to do something surely, because these odds now, when you pull 4 sacreds and you basically get nothing on a ×2, or you pull on a 1+1 you get nothing, or you basically pull an epic champion, those epic champions can't change your account. It does feel a bit depressing. But there we go. Anyway, little mini rant aside, we've got those. That's cool. That's done. We don't need to do any more summoning. So just to close out this video then, mythical shards. I have seen people ask me, you know, when's the video coming out? When are you going to talk about it? I'll be honest, the reason why I've held from doing it, there's been so many videos created about mythical champions. I've seen Nubkex did a pretty big video on like how long it would take you to get them from the primal quartz. I've seen other people like talk about the pricing model and everything else. For me personally, I feel like the shard is okay in terms of the odds. I don't have a problem with mythical champions being a 0.5% chance. That's the same thing as a normal, ancient, or void, or legendary, you know, normal kind of chances on an ancient shard. And the fact that they've doubled up all the odds is almost like your permanent ×2 is great. I don't have a problem with the way that they've structured the probabilities. Now, I will be honest, the way that I view these primal shards is a stronger ancient shard, but not as good as a void shard. Because a void shard can give you void legendaries, which are just much stronger, whereas this can't give you void legendaries. So it's basically a supercharged ancient shard, and I value ancient shards somewhere in the region of $1 to $1.5 a shard, roughly. That's kind of what I would say is fair market value. So I was considering these to be somewhere in between an ancient to a void shard fair market value, not what they've currently priced them at, which is basically $8.33 a shard. It's about 400 to 500% more expensive than these other shards, and the odds are just not worth it. They're just not worth it. So monetary value for these shards are not worth it, which devalues the whole shard concept. The fact that we still don't have a clear picture of, outside of primal quartz being in Hydroclash, like where we're going to get more opportunities, that is another issue. Now, what I think they should have done with this system, instead of making this primal quartz a secondary currency that you have to acquire, replicate the forge. When I summon 10 of these stones, I get bonus coins. So when I summon 5 of these stones or 10 of these stones, I get myself a free summon or a 10 primal quartz or something of that. So by summoning, I'm generating the quartz that I need to generate. That would be better for me. The other thing that I've been pretty much like, why I can't make a video about it, is these new mythical tomes. Because they still haven't told us if mythical tomes are available anywhere other than here. That is the only place you can get one of these mythical tomes. And nobody really buys anything from this shop. Anyone who buys anything from here is crazy. I mean, sometimes some people will go crazy on the chest of gems if they really need gems, but most people don't buy any of these packs because, let's face it, $49 for 5. $10 a shard. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nobody buys these either. Like, one ancient shard for £10. Good lord. I can get one, like, I can get a rookie pack. I can get basically a rookie pack for exactly the same thing. I know you get 270 gems, but seriously, awful packs. But that's the only place. So what they should have done when they released these mythical champions is release it with this supposed major content release that is coming soon, because it feels like they've added the champions to early monetize before adding the actual content that makes the champions relevant, because I'm for certain there's going to be a game mode where you can win these mythical tomes. There's going to be a game mode for it, right? You can see it's probably going to be something like a Doom Tower-esque thing, or maybe a Clambot-esque thing where you can earn them. It'll just take you a while. They're not going to make these buy only, because if they do that, people are just going to be even less happy with it. You've always got to have some method of getting it. even if it's difficult to get. So the fact that all we've had is, by the way, we made a mythical tome. It's like, cool. Are you saying you're only going to be able to buy them? You haven't even confirmed, Playroom, if the only way to acquire these is to buy them. You've literally just said in all of the messaging, we made a new book. So for me personally, I haven't made much content on mythical champions because, one, I can't get them because they're very difficult to acquire, these shards, and I refuse to pay the prices that they're going to be charging for them. And I think, to be honest, a lot of top spenders will probably be in the same boat, that they're going to look at it and go, why would I invest that much money for some champions which are cool but not necessarily game-changing enough that I would want to drop my Taras or my Marichka or my Jorgids or my Leorius or my Rotus or my Siphis or my Cardiels, right? They're not more powerful than those champions, so why would you do it? You know, if it was like $2 or $3 a shard, I would imagine people would do it, right? So, for example, now I've got this pack that's shown in my shop here, this primal shard pack, 12 for $100. If this was like 40 or 50 for $100, that people would go for that. People would be all over that. The top spenders, you know, they would feel that that's fair market value, but that is awful when you consider. For half the price, I can end up with 8 ancient shards, 4 void shards, 2 sacred shards, 1150 gems, and 1500 energy. Or we can basically look at something like these elite sacreds, like 4 sacred shards. That's 4 guaranteed epics with 1500 gems. You're basically giving me 12 rare champions for $100. Like, that's just off. You know, fair play that they give us some shards to test out the new system. Cool. I'm sure there's lots of people that pulled a mythical champion because they got lucky. But yeah, they need to change that up. So anyway, that's my situation with mythical champions. I will probably do a more in-depth breakdown when I do the patch notes breakdown. I do like the concept of the champions. I think they're pretty cool. I am struggling to deal with all the coding implications of these changes that we're working through at the moment. Hopefully the optimizer will be up later today, and the website will be starting to get updates now for these new mythical champions as well. We're going to start adding some ratings in and start trying to rejig it all around. But it may take us a couple more days to get the website back up and into a good standing for it. There you go, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Are you still even going for this fusion? Do you even care about this fusion anymore? I feel like it's been forgotten amongst all the noise of the mythical champions, but I'm still going for it. I'm still excited to see how it can work in my Hydra teams. Let me know your thoughts on the mythical champions. I know a lot of people will probably say they hate the system, but we'll have to see how it evolves. And I would say to Playrium, when you release these new champions and these new features, we want the context because it matters. Tell us how we get these books. If you can just simply go, by the way, those mystical tomes, you'll be able to acquire them in the next major content release. We'll have more details on the next major content release in XYZ period of time. Players will be better. They'll feel better about it. Or even things like the initial phases, primal quartz and events. We plan to add primal quartz in our major new content release as well. Don't worry, there will be plenty of ways to earn primal quartz and primal shards. It just feels a little bit like, oh, by the way, we're ready with the some champions, but we're not ready with the major content release, so let's just try and make some money off them now. It just feels bad. I'm sure that's not the motivation. I'm sure it's a case of the major content release is not ready yet, and I'm quite excited to see new content come into the game. But that's all I would say to Playroom is when you do these what's next videos and you release these new things, the information is what people want to know. When you give them a new shard, they don't really care about the new shard. They care about the drop rates. They care about how I get these new shards. They care about the price points. They care about what the outcome of these shards are. They don't really care that you've added a new shard. And I think that's a bit of a flaw in their release plan. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just talking from maybe someone who wants to see a little bit more given back to the player. Maybe they're going to make a lot of money off this and they just don't really care. So we'll have to see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.